Hello from Christie Pitts in downtown Toronto for my final lecture on a baseball field at a glorious park, one of my favorite parks, one of my favorite locations in the city, more important than the Global Classroom, because this is a place that represents nature and human society coming together in the most, I think, positive and encouraging way when it speaks to our future on this planet and what we could become as part of the natural world. And this is what I want to talk to you about a little bit in this final lecture. Today at this park, there is so much going on, not just baseball games, but skateboarders you might hear in the background, families out with their kids, with their pets. There are other events like soccer, swimming, and I'm even here today for the Repair Cafe. Repair Cafe Toronto, an organization I've been a part of for now 12 years that comes together, and we have a picnic here once a year. And we just won the Community Champion Award in Toronto for the work we've been doing in communities where people who want things fixed come together with people who can fix things. And we go all over the city with all sorts of events taking place around repairing. So we're here too at Christie Pitts, and really what I want to say to you in this final lecture is, first, this is going to be a short lecture because I have to get back to the anniversary celebrations. Also, I don't need to say much at this point because the story has largely been told, except for one final question that I want you to grapple with in this final reflection that's worth 16%, 475 to 500 words, and it's going to be due on Thursday, June the 19th. As I speak, it is Saturday, and the Saturday before that Thursday, I will be posting this evening for you. So on Sunday, tomorrow, you will be writing the 6th reflection based on the 20th century and what took place then. And then you will just have a few days to post this final reflection. And in it, here is what I want you to be really thinking about. The big question that I would like you to try this time to answer. So far all semester, what you've been doing in the reflections is you've been thinking about a question that would be coming from the lecture that you had watched, and then you of course would give a reason for why you've asked that question. Well, I'm going to be asking the question now, and you are going to be in these 475 to 500 words in your own words, as always. That's what I've been wanting through this whole semester. No AI, no machine helping you out. Maybe at the end for a little bit of proofreading, but this is you, your human brain, this magnificent thing, doing the work and the critical thinking. So, what is the question? Well, I want to first remind you of the great force in this story that has been there all semester, driving everything that has happened in the story of the human being on planet Earth, the gradual development of human civilization, the rise of powers, the fall of powers, the turning points, the conflicts, the events, the people, the wars, all of these things that you have touched on in this semester. There is one force that has been irreversible, and that is evolution. We are living at a time of immense evolution. Evolution, that force that Charles Darwin and Alfred Russel Wallace helped us to begin to see that is in nature, in us, and will always be there. It is the force of change. Change that takes place on planet Earth. Change that takes place in the human being. And change today, as I stand here and speak to you, is happening on a scale and at a speed that is unprecedented in human history. Even in human evolution and in the natural world, where change happens quite slowly, sometimes dramatically, but never at the rate at which it's happening now, caused largely by human culture. Evolution is the great global force, the most important force that has been moving everything this semester. Change. And so the question that I want you to think about and reflect on for this final reflection, the most important one, is: are we changing for the better? Will we change for the better? Where are we going? Those are three questions. And I'm going to bring it back to the one question now that you must think about and reflect on, keeping in mind that evolution is irreversible and that humans are driving change on this planet more than ever. Where are we going? It's a very big question. It's a big, basic question. These are the kinds of questions that one of our most important free thinkers and scientists, Stephen Hawking, the physicist, remember him? Who said, the big, basic questions are the only ones that matter. And what a remarkable figure he was in the work that he did with his disability, still giving us so much from his mind to understand the natural world in his work as a physicist. Where are we going? This is a question that you're going to be thinking about for so much in your life going forwards. You'll be thinking about it in terms of your own life. Where am I going? But when you stand back and you think about the story of humans on planet Earth, it is the fundamental question today that we have to address. It's huge. Of course it is. But you can start to think about it in a way that will help you to plant the seeds for what might unfold in your own life and beyond. I want you to think about, where are we? Where are we humans? Where is humanity? Where are we going? You can think back to what you have looked at this semester. You have the recorded talks. You have your reflections that you've done. But this is the time where you take history, all that has happened, and you think about what's happening in the world today. And then you reflect, where are we going? 16%, 475 to 500 words, Thursday, June the 19th by 11:59 p.m. No extensions. Absolutely no extensions. I really look forward to seeing what is going to come out of your head and your reflections and your deep thinking and your insights at the end of this 7 weeks. If you need me, I'm always an email away. Good luck with this.